All right, so what's up, guys? I'm Falseyedols. I'm here at a Voices from the Mountains interview with my dude Elimence.
Hey, how are you? What's up?
Here at his house.
At the crib.
How's it going, Elimence? How you doing?
Marvelous. Long day today.
It has been a long day. We both teach together and everything, so
Yeah.
we work at the same job, so we kind of feeling that same daily stress, if you will.
The daily grind.
For sure. But yeah, we're here doing our actually very first interview with another artist, another local musician here in Colorado, for this show we got going on here on the MSP-Waves. And so I have, yes, again, Elimence here. Gonna be posting his shit up and everything, getting his stuff out there on our page and everything. But we have some questions we want to ask you here.
Okay.
Since I have you.
Yeah.
So what I want to first ask you is, what got you started as a creator?
As a creator, I guess what initially started was it was almost out of necessity because I wasn't going to graduate high school on time, and I had an opportunity to earn more credits in my 12th grade year if I went to BOCES. And my counselor was like, "You're always listening to music. There's an audio production program. You should just do it." I was like, "Okay, I'll just hop in there and do it." And to get the extra credits. And I had no idea how to record music or anything, but that kind of gave me an entrance on creating music, understanding recording softwares and DAWs and stuff like that. And I always kind of rapped a little bit. So that's what initially started it. And I guess that lit the fire. And then when I started to actually create and say, all right, I'm a creator, it was probably because there was a lot of whack rap music going on. When I was in high school, when we were in high school, we had a lot of, the crunk was thriving.
Little John.
A lot of the hip hop music that I loved and I kind of grew up listening to as a kid wasn't really prevalent anymore. So I decided to go about it and take control and make the music I would listen to.
So that was kind of an initial motivation, then just basically, I could do it better. Or when I'm seeing, how are these people succeeding, pushing this garbage out there?
Yeah. And I'm, I was an MC, so I'm like, oh, I've got dope bars and stuff. These guys are whack. I can record and I can do it. And I know people like the style of music that I'm into, so me creating it would essentially, I'm giving back, so to speak.
So what are some the first artists or people that kind of showed you maybe the light, or showed you that, hey, there are some good, there's some really good music out there, some inspirations and that type of thing?
My inspirations in hip hop music,
yeah, sure.
I've always been a fan of Nas and Big Pun, but that's cliche answers to say. Lots of people, whenever they say, oh, my favorite rappers are Jay-Z and Biggie and Tupac, and those are cliche answers. That's a given. If you don't like any one of those artists, then I don't really think you're into hip hop music.
Sure.
But I was really into. I always felt like Prodigy of Mobb Deep was my favorite MC. He wasn't never really, presented out there as a dope lyricist, but he always said things that made me think and wonder, and that's kind of intrigued me to be a writer more so than anything.
Okay.
Yeah. As far as rhyming, but I kind of started making beats. I think the Beat Miners and Digging in the Crates crew and Jay Dilla and Madlib, Alchemist, those guys all kind of influenced me on how I make my beats.
Okay. Nice. Okay, so what about what do you feel is the most important part of what you do? Or maybe a better way to say it is, what sets you apart?
What sets me apart creatively?
Because I would say that's a really important part of your work. What sets you apart? Because we're making music, we're talking about music here, so
yeah. I think it might not be something that people notice, but I think it's what I've done to myself. Music has become more of a spiritual thing for me too, and almost a philosophy of my life. And I've been able to I don't know about anyone else, but I've been able to like transcend into like my music. And I think some people, when it's, especially because hip hop, it's like very easy to make hip hop music, or like the boom bap sound. They kind of just copy. Okay, I'm just gonna sound like DJ Premier. I'm just gonna sound like Pete Rock, or I'm just gonna sound like Jay Dilla. What I did was I learned what I could from them all, and then I just kept applying it to myself, and like I really like transcend, and I put my own uniqueness to it. And that's why I guess some people in the Springs are like, yo, the Elimence beats are a lot different than everyone else's beats. So
it's almost like Jimi Hendrix to me. Like, you know, he was one with the guitar, with his instrument, like with the music that he made. You're like the one with your beats. Like you're the motion. I think it wasn't detecting enough motion.
Okay.
It said something about motion, so it felt like it was just on for no reason.
Got you.
So the edit. What were you saying? Let's just continue with that. I'm already forgotten. We could just go to the next question.
Cut back in. So what I think I do differently is, the MPC has limitations to it. It's not like a DAW where you can do every single thing in a DAW as far as creating music goes. I've been able to really look at its limitations and figure out workarounds or other ulterior ways of achieving whatever it is I need to achieve. Some people give up, or eventually they upgrade to DAW, and I've been able to use a piece of machine that was made in like 2005 and create with it.
And just knowing you personally, I know that you like to work with less or limitations, and there's something to be said about having limitations in your art and like your creative process.
Yeah.
Sometimes the creativity even comes out even more when there's limitations.
Absolutely. I like, well, because the DAWs, there's too much going on. I look at Ableton sometimes and I'm like, what is this? Huh? And I hit a button and I don't know how to get back to where I was going. I was like, oh man. And it's probably a gift and a curse though, because I might rely too much on my MPC for creativity. Mm-hmm. We'll see.
It's like a hardware DAW. So I mean, I rely on Ableton. That's just a software DAW. You have the hardware DAWs. Like, it's kind of interchangeable to me. I mean, obviously you can do a lot with both of them, and the MPC is probably a little bit more limited.
Yeah.
But like you said, that's actually a lot better, because then you can make your own sounds, and it forces you to be more creative and create things that you couldn't just naturally create off that instrument itself.
And honestly, a lot of DAWs and computer software, beat making software, was all created because people were like, I wish the MPC could do this.
Yeah.
Or I sometimes want to do this, and the MPC, I got to do it like this and this and this in the MPC. So like developers were like, okay, well, let's just give them what they want.
Yeah.
So
absolutely,
it all stems from the MPC, I guess.
It does, I think so.
And
even when you look at those things, a lot of them look like the MPC, and there's just like the layout of session view of Ableton is very similar to that as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the next question we have here is, so what types of challenges and frustrations do you face as a creator? And to those challenges, like, what do you do to help yourself overcome those?
Okay, so I am very well aware that it's 2018, and if you tell anybody, any normal person who is just a consumer or just a fan of music, that you make rap music, they automatically assume that maybe you are a rapper according to the times that you're in. And I'm not like a trap rapper, and I don't, do Percocet or Molly and shit like that.
No, lean. You're not hitting them giant purple cups of lean.
So that's a big challenge where I say, oh, I make hip hop music or I make rap music. People assume, and it kind of upsets me. So that's why I don't even tell people I rap anymore. I just say I make hip hop music, and I usually say I just make traditional sounding boom bap hip hop music. And by doing that, that's also a challenge because it's kind of a niche genre now. Mm-hmm. So finding fans or finding people who are into it or intrigued to buy a CD or go to a show is a little more challenging. And you just got to be more friendly and approachable. That's what I think.
I think there's something to be said about that for sure. A lot of people, you kind of lose that personal touch. Sometimes, you get more impersonal. So I don't know. I think there's definitely something to be said about that. As far as like the Steam It goes, like what are you bringing to Steam It? This is kind of a brand new social media platform. There's a lot to be doing over here. Like what are you doing on Steam It right now, or what do you plan to be doing on Steam It?
What I've recognized about Steam It is that a lot of the people who partake in the pages like quality stuff, quality post, thought-provoking like comments and things like that, and they champion art and creativity a lot. So I felt like it's a perfect outlet because what I do doesn't necessarily get appreciated in other social media platforms, and I feel like Steam It would appreciate more of my creativity, my beat videos that I have. I just started adventures in beat making series that I'm doing, where I go outside and make beats and stuff like that, and I feel like people in Steam It could appreciate that. So just my art and creativity is what I'm getting at.
I think they like that as well. You definitely need to get those things up and get that out to the wider audience.
Just sometimes
D2's been difficult lately.
Very strange, and I can't upload
D-Sound,
my video.
I wasn't able to upload to D-Sound for a couple months. It's been pretty difficult, for sure. But it's a growing community, and it's still very young, and there's still some working out to happen.
Some bugs that need to get
fixed.
fixed.
Blockchain and stuff has to have more.
Yeah.
I just feel like more people have to be on it, then it'll run better and stuff. But as far as that goes, like, what are you most excited about joining this new community? Because I know there's some shortcomings as far as maybe sharing some things. Maybe we might have to still resort that is to like the YouTubes and whatnot. But what are you excited about as far as joining this new community?
Just new people.
Yeah.
And the fact that the people I have encountered or interacted with on Steam It through Discord or whatever are not average people I meet on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter or whatever other social media outlets I have. They're a lot different, so that's what I think is really cool about it.
Yeah, it is. It's cool meeting new people, especially like-minded people or different people, different stock of people, and we're trying to bring people from Facebook and whatnot over to the Steam It, and only certain people will be receptive to it, but it's cool to meet those types of people that will get over to it. As far as the other social media platforms, what are some obstacles you've encountered as far as the Facebooks, the Instagrams, everything else, the other platforms you've tried so far?
Well, I use internet and social media as a way to get my creativity out there. And what I've realized is that since creating anything, whether it's photography, painting, music, has been so accessible to people now that all you do is encounter quote-unquote creators or artists. So on other social media platforms, I feel like I don't meet anyone that's actually genuine. The people I encounter are other people who are trying to make similar style of music, and they're like, oh, I really like your stuff, but it's a fake, genuine, comment or message because they just want to build more likes or, hit the 5,000 friend mark or whatever, and I feel like everyone's fake.
Yeah.
On the other ones, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like that too. I mean, not to say that, people on Steam aren't going to be fake too. You're still going to have plenty of fake people just about anywhere you go, but...
Yeah, but since the other social medias are so easy to promote yourself, and Steam It, you actually got to do a little bit more work. Those people are involved in it too much because they don't want to put in that time because it's sad to say, but Facebook and Instagram and Twitter have dumbed down the internet and how you operate on the internet. And the coding and all that stuff that you tell me about sometimes that you have to do with Steam It, that was the time where everyone knew or had to know some kind of knowledge about that to make their post look a certain way.
For the MySpace.
Even on MySpace, yeah. But Facebook has made it very, very easy, and it's dumbed down, and that's why. And maybe Steam It can consider something like that, or thinking that if you want more people to come over, you might have to dumb it down a bit.
Some people want less. I mean, some people like the learning curves involved with Steam It. It kind of filters, people who really what their interests are. Like you have to kind of justify getting onto a brand new social media platform that does have learning curves. It is kind of more challenging. That requires you to spend more time on your posts and whatnot. So it does kind of, and I think, that's another thing, is really cool about the community though too, is one of the big things is leaving very genuine comments on people's posts. Like comments that like, the person, went through your post, read it, listened to the music, engaged in the art, whatever it was. Like they left something very relevant. Like you could tell they were on there.
Dope beat.
Yeah, and things like that, like dope beat. Like, I mean, one time I did a song and some dude said lit. I'm like, when he said lit, I've never heard anyone on Steam that said, say lit before. So I was kind of like, I upvoted it and I commented like, thank you. But a lot of times it's just like,
did you even listen?
Exactly.
Or are you just commenting because you want to get likes and stuff like that? Because there's an incentive to Steam it. But it's not that I don't care. That's cool if I can make, steam off of it.
That shouldn't be the priority.
But that's really not like the motive behind it.
That makes it more fake, when it's not natural.
Yeah.
Like that.
And then I guess people can spot that. They're like, oh, lit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you just want me to upvote and then build your clout, basically.
Yeah. Pretty much. So, I mean, you're going to still see those fake people, but I do like that there is this emphasis on people, not even when you're replying or commenting on someone else's posts. Like, it's not really, condoned to just leave like a 2-word or a 1-word post. Especially if you're like, yo, follow me, I'll follow you.
Yeah.
Or like, comment on me, I'll comment on you type of shit. Like, it just looks tacky.
But
First of all, that removes like the human element. You're not like being people with each other anymore. I feel like.
But I think the brevity is due to like the lack of attention and the lack of communication we have with people nowadays. Like, we don't even pay attention to detail anymore. I don't think kids are even like brought up appreciating art, like paintings and stuff, because they're so stimulated with it. So the 2-word comments, sometimes they actually do think it's lit and it's a genuine comment, but they don't know how to express themselves anywhere else, because or emoji, hashtag, whatever.
Yeah, emojis are just great for that too. You just have like 10 emojis and you just say like a paragraph.
Yeah.
Pretty much of emojis, and language might become that. As far as like a bunch of emojis.
We're just communicating. Smiley face.
I like this, and I'm gonna show you all these different emojis.
Yeah.
It's crazy looking at like the names of some of those emojis. If you go through and you like scan like actually what they're called, and like that's called that. That's crimson clad. That's interesting.
Yeah. Or
some strange ones.
I found because sometimes I like to do emojis too, and I'll go through and I spend more time looking for the right emoji. I could have just wrote what I felt.
Exactly.
I kept scrolling.
This picture encapsulates what I want to say, or I could just say this in like a good sentence.
Yeah. In shorter time.
Sometimes just writing your native language.
Yeah.
Is more effective.
Yeah.
That's sometimes what happens.
Native tongues.
Yeah. So absolutely, we kind of got a little off track, but that's all right.
It's fine.
That was a good conversation for sure. As far as like being more successful on Steam or social media, like what do you think would be? I don't even want to just say that we could help you with, but I mean, as far as like, what would be the most helpful thing for you as an artist on the social media platform? Or like, what would be the most beneficial perk
For Steam it
for Steam it, or just any? I mean, in general, but yeah, Steam it, maybe more Steam it related.
I've never really thought of that. I would say maybe just easier accessibility to like a marketplace for my music or something like that. Maybe I can almost have some kind of form of Bandcamp on Steam it, where like you can download the music or purchase a CD like right here in this one little area of my page or whatever.
And
That'd
even maybe
cool.
paying in Steam it would be kind of cool.
Yeah, and
so
paying
in SBDs or whatever, Steam,
paying
something like
in
that.
Steam and stuff.
That would be pretty cool actually to have. I didn't even think about it like that, like an actual merch place, because Bandcamp does that now. Cat's kind of wiggling on the camera a little bit. That's right.
It's fine.
But yeah, Bandcamp has that, and now the D Sound, it looks like you can download it. There's a download link you can have off the D Sound and stuff.
Yeah.
But actually having like a merch thing would be really awesome, and if we could start, promoting, paying in cryptocurrency, paying in Steam for merch.
Yeah, like a marketplace for like your art, and not just me, cause music. Like there are artists who do paintings, and then they take photos of the paintings and do like the miniature like copies of them and stuff like that. Like,
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
that'd be cool to have like an actual physical marketplace where you can send, ship out some physical things for your Steam $10.
Yeah, through Steam.
It's actually a really good idea.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that. Wow. Dang. Well,
So,
I've never thought
it is. It's not really that difficult to.
It's not. No, how hard would that be? That would actually be a really easy thing to implement. I think we should probably talk about this some more, honestly. That's a really good idea.
Yeah.
Well, dang.
Thoughts, it's
Well-
going to manifest into reality one day. We put it out there in the universe.
I think it will. That's an amazing idea. I feel like someone probably has to have thought of that.
Someone
at this
has
point,
to, yeah.
But it's hard to say.
No ideas original.
I have no extra questions. Like, do you have anything else to say? Any shout outs? Anything new you're trying to put out there? What else is, what else do you have to say?
I just thank you for welcoming me to Steam It, because it's like a process. Like some people takes like a week to get in. But just to everyone who has reached out and gave me advice or help or just pointed me in the right directions, thank you to all of them. Thank you to Falseyedols, because he is the reason why I am on Steam It. He kept bothering me about it.
I've been bugging a lot of people
bothering me about it. And I was like, what do you mean? And he's like, it's like taking a horse to the water. Like, teaching a man how to fish. Like, this is the new way. And I was like, okay. And it took a while convincing. And because I guess I was just so used to how easy the other social media platforms are. And yeah, so shout out to you. And music, things I'm working on, I'm doing like a beat web series vlog kind of thing. So just keep it on the lookout for that. And I'm always working on an album, even though I never release an album. But I'm always working on it.
You have so much music. Like, I just personally know you, and just you have so many things, and you're very picky on what you'll put on there. So your very next release is going to be ridiculous.
I hope so.
I think it will be.
I hope so. I am very picky. I'm my worst critic.
And I think we all are our own worst critic, for sure.
I'm my own worst critic for me, but I could also be the worst critic for someone else.
You could be, and you're someone actually I will go to, and I'm like, yo, check out this beat. What do you feel? And you'll tell me honest things, and you send me beats as well sometimes too, and
yeah. You have to be.
It's an honest. It's very honest.
Yes.
You're an honest person, and no, I can't wait to hear what you have coming out here. Everyone's gonna have to check out Elimence. This man he's the dude right here.
Elimence.
Probably one of the best rappers you've ever heard that you don't even know.
I don't rap.
He doesn't rap, and that's the best head to have.
And that's the dopest gimmick for a rapper, is saying he doesn't rap, but then when he does rap, you're like, wow, you are a rapper.
This cat's
but
actually
I'm not a rapper.
really fire.
I'm okay.
That's awesome. No, definitely check him out. We're gonna be posting his links and everything. So thank you guys for checking this out.
Peace.
We'll see how this shit goes. Let's keep doing this. MSP-Waves, Voices from the Mountains.
Voices from the mountains, echoes coming off the abyss.
Sonar shit. We're like dolphins. That was dope. I think that was really good.